Are you doing the intro?
Yeah.
Wait, thank God.
Welcome to show one of, look at myself on a monitor. Welcome to show one of Burning Bridges with Kevin Brennan and guests. We're supposed to have Jimmy Martinez in today, but he's the underground king. Doesn't he always put that for his hashtags?
Says he's the underground king, yes.
So that means that he doesn't work on Monday.
I don't.
That means, I think when you say you're the underground king, your phone don't work because you're underground.
It's true. There's no Wi-Fi down there.
There's no Wi-Fi underground. So, and the funny thing about Jimmy, really, there's nothing funny about it, but really the funny thing about it was the last time I saw Jimmy, I think was the time when Robert Kelly was yelling at me, and then we went to eat.
Yep.
Then he was going to take you to the movies.
You also didn't buy me anything to eat. You bought everyone else.
No, I didn't buy
to
Jimmy
eat
anything
except
either.
me.
I said I got an entree that came with soup and salad. I said, Jimmy, I wasn't that hungry. I wasn't going to eat a big fucking meal like a Roman emperor.
Okay.
So I said, Jimmy, you want my soup? He goes, absolutely. And I said, you want my salad? And he goes, yeah. So the point is that Robert Kelly was yelling at me on the street for an hour. Jimmy walks by and he goes, we were talking about that Creeps for Kids show I did with Robert Kelly, like the Monday before that. And Jimmy goes, how come I wasn't on that show? And Robert's like, what do you mean? He goes, well, I got kids. He's like, okay, you'll be on the next one. But here is the next one.
Well, this is not Creeps for Kids.
No, but it's still his next opportunity to be in show business. And he's like, I don't know where he's underground. Like the guy's so fucking weird. Like he always wants every gig. It's like, how come I'm not doing it? He wanted to open. Remember when Godfrey was on the show? He kept saying every gig Godfrey would plug. He goes, you got an opener? And I told him to do this gig, and then he's like, there's money involved. He knows there's money involved, and what does he do?
Oh, I'm getting paid for this?
You aren't, but Jimmy would be.
Oh. No, I'm a full-time comedian as of Saturday at 2 p.m. when I got fired from my job. So I'm expecting some sort of
What was your job? Yeah, I'll give you a couple of shit. What was your job?
Be able to get a salad and a soup.
Yeah, what was your job?
I worked, you know what my job was, but I'll tell you, actually, you don't know anything. You don't listen to anything I say.
I know it's something about some kind of theater group or something.
Are you done shitting on Jimmy? Are we moving on to the next thing?
I don't want to shit him too much because he'll come. I mean, like.
Give a welcome, too. It's your first episode. Like, hey, welcome to Burning Bridges.
He'll find out that I'm talking shit, and then he'll show up and beat the fuck out of me because security's not that good in this building. I'm not going to lie.
I'm going to be honest. I thought security, you said like we'd be more safe, and I feel like a little bit more safe. There's more witnesses here.
No, we have witnesses in the control booth, and also if something happens, they can call.
If Jimmy pops off, he's going to kill them too.
But he can't kill us all at one time. Plus, the cops can get in here because the thing about the other studio at Riotcast, the cops couldn't get in because we were locked in. They were locked out. You couldn't get in unless someone let you in. So
we're in a goddamn
Jimmy
fortress.
Was murdering us. He's not going to let us buzz the cops up.
That's true.
So here, the security's not tight, and so you just walk right through. So whatever, anyone could just walk through.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say where it is, but I'm saying the security's not that tight, so Jimmy can come up and kill us. So I don't want to harass. It's like poking a stick at a fucking bear, at a drunk bear.
Yes,
you know what I mean,
a black bear.
A black bear. So so we'll see what happens. So what happened with your job?
My stupid job.
So did I not say this the first?
It's the first episode. Do something,
It's the first episode of Burning Bridges.
I'm Tom Cassidy. You didn't even fucking intro me.
I know, but that's my shtick. Anyway, so Burning Bridges. It's at Twitter is at Burning Brennan, and this is our first show. It's been a lot of back and forth about what was going on.
In case people don't know, because this might be the first time, This might be the first time people know about Kevin Brennan.
No, it's not. Anyway, everybody who's listening now knows me, but it's like we were a lot of shit has been going on, and that's why I'm mad at Jimmy's not here because like a lot of shit's been going on for the last 2 months with fucking Riotcast and Misery Loves Company. And
in case you're the one person who doesn't know what's going on, Kevin was on a podcast for about a year, right?
Yeah,
things ended horribly.
Well, it's not really ended there. We're still going to continue that, but it's not going to be continued at Riotcast. So, so the point is that, it was a fucking bloodbath because Riotcast really didn't want me there, and so I got the hunch of that they didn't really want me there.
What gave that away?
The thing was, I'm like their hottest show. It's not even close because every time Robert Kelly gets into a fight with me, he tells me, you know, you're not even in the top 6. You're not even in the top 4. When he was yelling at me on the street, he goes, you're not even in the top 2. And then he goes, I don't know what he said, but I think he goes, you're 3rd now. So I'm 3rd. I've been on a year. They have no other shit. All their other shows have been around. How long? Voss has a show there. Voss has been around for like how long? Since the fucking dinosaurs?
Something like that.
Like, I mean, he's pathetic. Like, I love him, but he's been around forever. It's not like someone's going to discover Rich Voss and go, oh, that you heard about Rich Voss? So it's not like their shows are growing. Am I right?
I guess not. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I don't want to get in a fight with all the other guys there. And, you know, I think we left it basically amicably at Riotcast. But it still is like, dude, so you just want me to leave? And they're like, basically, yeah, you just want me to leave. And I just have to say, in their defense, I did a gig on last Saturday, March 11th. I had plugged it on the last time I was on Kumia. It was to raise money for autism, you know?
Yeah, sure.
And this guy, Ken Mosca, he booked me. And it was a fucking nightmare gig because I couldn't get down there. I had to take like a Uber. It was like a planes, trains, and automobiles to get there. Anyway, so I get there and then... you know, I do the gig. The gig goes fine, you know, whatever. I was a little rough for that crowd, but you know, I got enough laughs. Anyway, so afterwards, the guy's paying me. Ken's paying me. He goes, you're a lot to handle, Kevin. You're a lot to handle. This guy has an autistic teenager. So I told my wife, I go, holy shit, I am a lot to handle. Because I met the fucking guy. I met his...
You're an autistic 56-year-old.
I met his teenager, and he seems like a nice kid, but I mean, he seems like a lot to handle.
Sure.
So for him to say to me, Kevin, you're a lot to handle, I was like, holy shit, I'm a lot to handle. But that's the fucking show, right?
Yeah,
that's
there's a bridge burning behind you right now.
Well, that's what Robert Kelly said all along, was like, you know, just go in there and talk shit. And then he didn't like talking shit, me talking shit about him. But I get it. But the point was, he never showed up. Like, what kind of a business do you run where you're not present? You know what I mean? Like, even I come here, the fucking, you know, I come here, Keith the cop is here. At least you can fucking talk face to face.
Sure.
Instead of like through fucking text. Text don't work in the business world. I guess it works when you're fucking trying to get pussy on the side. But when you're texting like professionally, it don't work. I've learned from fucking dealing with Lenny and dealing with fucking Liz and Robert Kelly and anybody.
These are all other burned bridges.
Texting don't work. Texting don't work in business because people are like, what?
Yeah.
What?
You gotta be direct.
No, it's
like
not professional because they just act like, you texted me. Oh yeah, I forgot. So it's like face to face is the way. Like if I had a network, I'd be there. I don't even like comedy clubs when a guy who books it ain't there. That's why I like the seller, because no matter what kind of a beef I get in with the people that book it or whatever, at least they're there. So like if there's some bad blood, you see them, and eventually the bad blood dissipates because it takes too much energy to hold on to bad blood.
You see them, yeah.
So if you see them, it just goes away because after a while you're like, I'm still gonna be mad. It's like you feel like a fucking child, you know. When I used to write notes to myself, be mad at mommy in the morning, you know, because sometimes I'd I'd forget to be mad, so I'd write a note for myself. So that's the point. So after a while, it just dissipates if you see face to face. And I told Robert Kelly when I fought with him on the street, I go, listen, if we had talked more, it just wouldn't have happened. He met Lenny every Tuesday. You know, they've been doing that for years. I don't give a fuck. He still met him every Tuesday.
Sure.
Of course, they're more in cahoots than I'm the fucking star of the show. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I was the star of the show.
That's for sure. You're Liza Minnelli and the other one all rolled in one. I mean, okay, but that was some other broad that's on Broadway. But that's the old one. This is the new one. It's the divorce is over. You're in your second marriage,
though, because they're going to show they're going to run Misery Loves Company episodes on Compound Media. And I would just want to do a shout out to Compound Media for taking me off the streets. I mean, basically be homeless if it wasn't for them. Yeah. But the thing is, like, people go, oh, you can just do your podcast in your car. I'm like, I don't want to do it in my car. I don't want to do it by myself like a fucking lunatic. Like, I don't have mental problems like Billy Burr. Like, I can't sit there and talk to myself for an hour and a half and think that's fucking compelling to people. Like, I need even as stiff as you are, I need someone to react to, or I need someone to react to me.
I don't know how you want me to handle that, but I feel pretty loose right now. I'm a full-time comedian, so
well, you're not full-time. I mean,
yes,
you're full-time like
comedian.
Jimmy's full-time. You're paying your rent with your comedy money?
Yes.
How much where are you living, in your car?
What, are you a lawyer? I'm making enough money to support myself.
You're not.
Yes, I am.
You live with your girlfriend?
No.
Who you live with? Your mom?
2 gay people.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Adam and Cameron. They're nice guys.
Yeah. Shout out to our Adam too.
Oh yeah.
He's probably thinking like, well, was I cut out of the loop here?
We got 2 Adams now.
Because he basically saved my ass. And
he did, and he's a great young man.
He stepped in when Lenny was like not nowhere to be found. And then Lenny was on the show. Allie, Lenny was on the show on Kumia on Thursday. Was that a coincidence?
No, I had booked him like weeks prior. So
And it was just a coincidence that we announced that I was doing my show on Thursday and Lenny was on the show.
Right.
I mean, I just kept licking my lips all day because that was so sweet to me. That the day Lenny was probably like, I'm going to come here and trash him. And then they're like, you guys are announced like, we're doing a show with the guy. Hey, what do you think? You're going to fucking take him down? You fucking, I almost said, called him a Jew. The one thing about calling somebody a Jew, like I'm not anti-Semitic, of course.
No.
But like you can't say someone's a Jew without sounding anti-Semitic. You go,
Just the word.
yeah, it's so derogatory. No matter even when other Jews go, like, look at that Jew. You know what I mean? It's always bad. Anyway, so he was. What did he say? Was Anthony like ask? Because I didn't listen. I couldn't even listen because I think I'd just be jerking off the whole time. People said like, oh, they kind of got his side of the story, but they were still basically supporting me. But what was he saying? I was an asshole?
When Kevin comes, he yells Jew.
No, he wasn't saying that. He actually brought it up, and then.
Well, what was he on for? What was he promoting? His fucking marriage?
Yeah, exactly.
He's got nothing going on.
He was doing the cellar this weekend.
Oh my God! Really? Oh yeah, there were big crowds this weekend to see Lenny. The fucking oh my God! So what? He was just there. He was booked, and he came in, and he brought it up. Anthony never brought it up.
Yeah, I mean, he brought it up right off the bat. He was like, "Hey, so I heard you guys are going to do something with Kevin," and then he was just kind of like, "Good luck." You're fucked.
He said for the hour you did the show, you were fun. The 23 other hours every day was horrible.
Well, you know what? Listen.
Did you abuse him through text messages and stuff?
No, I stopped. I realized it wasn't working. I realized Lenny was totally opposite. Like when Lenny was on the show, he was laughing and everything, affable. And then as soon as the show was over, it was like it was like impossible to deal with the guy. I would ask him for like can we do the show on Friday instead of Monday? Because Monday I got to do like it was just he was always like no, everything was no, and I'm like, and then I find out he was just doing it just to do it. He had no reason to be such a dick about everything.
This is this is the Lenny portion of Burning Bridges.
Then I realized like he was like. He didn't want to do the show. Like he didn't want to. There was something like once I realized Riotcast didn't want to do the show, I was like, "Fuck this."
Sometimes I think you're a parrot and you know like 3 words: Lenny, Riotcast, paywall.
No, the funny thing is, I already said this on my show. My son started to go like Robert Kelly, like randomly, like, and he would one time he just goes Robert Kelly. I go, what? He goes Robert Kelly. I go, what the why are you saying Robert Kelly? He goes, he's your friend. I go, he's not my friend.
Well, you talk about him a lot.
He's my no, but I go, do I talk about Robert Kelly? Like she goes nonstop. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Oh my
I don't think I talk about anything. But I know I talked about Lenny because I was mystified that Lenny was so against the show. Mm-hmm. So again, Lenny never confronted me about like sometimes people go like, you got to be nicer to Lenny. You got to be nicer to Lenny because Lenny's going to quit. And then I would always pull back. And then I finally stopped texting him because sometimes I would send him texts like one time he was going to book Greer Barnes. And I go, what are you going to have Greer Barnes on about? Because he knows my issues with Greer Barnes. He goes, what are we going to talk about Greer Barnes about? He goes, then you book the show. I'm like, that's not the point. I'm asking, what are you going to have? What is he going to be? Like what's the topic going to be?
What's your issue with Greer Barnes?
I don't even want to get into it. I'll have him on the show and then we can discuss it. But he's like, he's a fucking social media hero, and his fucking his real life and his social media world are not exactly in cahoots. Okay. Anyway, I'll just leave it at that. So I would text him. So I just stopped texting him. But from the beginning, he kind of resented something. I don't know if he resented me being a dick to him. Well, but if he said to on the air that I was good the hour I was there, then what's the problem? Because I didn't really have that much interaction with him other than the hour that we were on the air. If he thought I was cool, then like what's the problem? What's the problem?
I think it's like with you, I don't take you seriously because I haven't known you for that long. But I think you and Lenny have been friends for so long.
Yeah,
it's too. you were too close to one
It was
another.
like we were friends, and then we became roommates, and then
Yeah.
it fell apart. Because I had that with actually a roommate that I in college. We were friends, then he moved in, and I'm like, this guy's a fucking asshole, and he listens to the show. So now I can't even Joe Kennedy. I shouldn't trash him, but
Okay.
he was a good friend, but he was a shit roommate, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that Lenny couldn't handle something about it, like, but he never brought it up. So I always thought, like, I'm mean to him on the show, so I would just ignore him. Like, I would see him walking down the street, I would cross the street because I didn't want to interact with him, because then I thought, you know, he'd be like, well, what the fuck is that, you know?
Sure.
So, but again, Lenny's got an ego. Lenny thinks he's like this, like really fucking. And the reason I didn't want to call in, people are like, Allie, people are like, call in and talk to Lenny, but I didn't want to save Lenny. Because I figured he would bore the fuck out of the fans, and Kumi would be like, holy shit, I'm going to need some fucking heroin to get, or some whatever you take, the opposite of heroin.
No,
because I just thought, I'm not going to fucking save the show. I'm going to let Lenny fucking hang himself. Because Lenny has nothing to talk about.
Did he make any good points?
Can I finish, Tom? After one episode, he goes, I was running out of things to say. I go, Lenny, you got anything? He goes, just save the date for his wedding. We're sending out save the date cards. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? That's your fucking thing? Like, a man should never be thinking about saving the date. I can see you maybe saving your date.
I don't know. I have a lot of commitment issues, but I'm not sure. Did Lenny say have any good points against Kevin? Because I read on Twitter, some people were like, Lenny's making a couple good points.
I mean, that was some people.
His point was that I was a dick off the air. I was a dick off the air.
Yeah, pretty much. It wasn't
on the air. I was fine.
Is
Off
it?
the air, I'm a total dick.
I don't remember any specific things like you did this when he did this or anything. It was just like he didn't get along with you off the air.
It was like you were hard to work with. That's what he was saying.
Well, you guys will find that out.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm not easy to work with. Like I said, a guy with an autistic teenager said I'm a lot to handle. So I'm a lot to handle, but it's still like it's
the show, baby.
Yeah, that's the show, and even whatever. It just gets to the point.
Don't give
where
up
you're like,
already. We're 22
No, it
minutes
just
into the
gets-
first episode. Come on. You also know nothing. Like, when we got in here, I feel like they didn't tell you anything. You don't know how long the show is going for.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I know we
Okay.
got to clear out by 4, right?
It's for. Okay.
No, but hey, you guys can you guys call Jimmy? Because Jimmy was supposed to be here, so I don't know what the fuck he's doing. And it's just kind of
Yeah.
ridiculous that he's always like, Jimmy's like, where's that next gig? Can I open for you? I'm like, dude, it's 2 o'clock on a Monday. Who can't do a gig at 2 o'clock on a Monday? And he'll be like, he's out of town.
He said he was coming, right?
He asked me what's up, whatever, however black people
What's up,
talk.
dog? And then you said,
No, he goes, no, what's good?
sure.
Waffles. Like I'm a fucking waiter. What's good? What's good? What do you recommend? What's your
You'd be a
special
horrible waiter.
today? You fucking piece of shit.
After he said that, you were like,
I said
2
Burning
o'clock.
Bridges, 2 p.m. Monday, like at Kumia, or whatever I said. He knows what it is. He knows that we've been negotiating this.
And there he is. And the call's coming in. So yeah. First dead air.
Tell us story about.
No, it's
Tell the story about.
I was waiting
that's
to
why
see
it's
for
good
the
to have
phone
Jimmy
call.
because it's when you get a crackhead on, they usually have a lot to say. Crackheads
Not
have
a lot
to
of-
say. You
He
guys
wouldn't
ever been
pick
on the
up.
sofa?
didn't pick up.
He didn't pick. I left a message.
Did it go right to? Did it even ring or just?
It
went
did
right?
ring, yeah.
Oh.
And then it said "Chicks love scars" or something. That's his voicemail.
Really?
He's always here's another thing he always does. He's always putting like Bible phrases and shit on his Facebook and messages to himself and others to keep a good attitude and like
Complicated
believe in yourself. I'm like, dude, it's Monday. Who doesn't show up for a thing on Monday? You know what I mean? It's Monday. This is a day, like, even as a comedian, I work every day because I work on the weekend. I got to, like, I don't take a day off, but Monday's still Monday. Like, if you can't do a gig on Monday, just fuck.
It's the first episode, Burning Bridges.
Yeah, and yeah. Let's burn some bridges. Amy Schumer, she's ridiculous.
Is this what we're getting into this now?
Amy Schumer's like, first of all, I tweeted the other day. I go, Amy steals from Mattel and blames Trump. So she was blaming the alt right and fucking trolls for trashing her special on Netflix. But it's like, dude, people don't like it. People like I
Well,
saw.
you didn't
I saw,
watch it. You watched
I
the
saw it. I
preview.
saw the 2-minute clip, and I was like, listen, you can't have a 2-minute clip and have it that bad and expect people to go like, oh my God, like it was just like my pussy smells like a barnyard animal on its best day. Like that's what they're showing. That's the teaser. Go like, oh my God, that's incredible.
Sure.
Your pussy stinks.
I feel like,
And I tweeted yesterday. I think my pussy stinks, but I'm too tall, so I can't smell. Like, how do you smell your pussy? Like, I know you can finger yourself and smell, but like as you go from your pussy to your nose, the smell is gonna dissipate anyway. So you don't really know what your pussy smells like anyway.
You can get a good idea.
And if your pussy stinks, why are you wearing leather, you fat fuck? Like, doesn't leather create like more heat and moisture and create a smelly?
Theme is the leather show, so she was trying to wear leather.
And then why is she wearing shoulder pads? Why is she wearing fleshy shoulder pads?
Those are just her shoulders.
Oh. So anyway, the point is that like you can't, she's like, I'm representing this. What are you representing? Like I'm skinny and I
she's representing her point of view. This is what I would like to say.
I'm skinny and I pale skin. So should I go topless and go like I'm representing all the fucking skinny, pale, Irish, sick-looking motherfuckers who can't feel strong on the beach? So should I be like, why are you going at me? Like I know I'm not good looking if I take my shirt off. So she acts like she's so hot. Everyone's beautiful. No, they're not. No, everyone's not beautiful. You've never been on the fucking G train on a Sunday?
I have been, yeah.
Oh, that's why I brought it up. So is everyone beautiful? No. So this whole thing, everyone's beautiful. Women are all beautiful. Guys are all, women are all fucking, women are great. All guys are pieces of shit.
I just think you would be able to perfect your hate more if you did a little more research, because you always you watch the 2-minute clip and then that's it.
No, that's because you know why? The same reason I don't watch.
She does talk about how she's not attractive. She's not acting like she's like this like beautiful person. She has jokes about it.
Why is she wearing leather?
Because it's part of the joke.
That's another thing where she tries to act like I'm just like everybody else. She's not. She takes a private jet to gigs. She canceled the continent of Australia to do her show, to do the fucking Barbie movie.
Mm-hmm.
She just canceled Australia. I mean, I feel bad when I was late for the fucking my first Burning Bridges. I almost yelled.
Were you? You didn't seem that apologetic. You walked in, they said hello to you. You went,
That's how I act when I'm in a
and you sat down. You weren't that apologetic.
I didn't want to seem unprofessional, so I was like, I just acted like this is how I show up.
Act like you didn't see them?
No, I acted like Batman. Like this is how I come. They don't know me, so I just came. This is when I come in.
What I would say,
but the point is, it's like it's not. What was I saying before I got?
You were rambling on about Amy Schumer's special.
No, that's another thing where they act like they're regular people. They act like they're regular people. Like I'm just like you and me. I know I'm not the prettiest girl. Then why you? If I said to Amy, like Attell always does
She's
that.
Funny.
Attell always go like, I'm not funny. If I say to Attell, you're not funny, I'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
She doesn't say she's not funny.
No, I'm saying she'll say she's not attractive, and then if you say like if I said Amy, you're not attractive, she'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? They act like they're not. They act like they're regular people. They have gigantic egos. When people came out and said Amy stole jokes, Amy Pascatelli or Tammy Pascatelli, she lost her agent, she lost her manager. Everybody who makes it like as big as Amy is 99% of the time a vindictive cunt. She'll destroy you. She'll do everything she can to destroy you. If you say like you stole my joke, she'll get her agent. She'll pretend like she didn't know, but her agent will fucking they'll start trashing you. It's like she's playing with like
the top. That's how you get to the top.
Right, but I'm saying, but she acts like she's innocent and she's just like every other fat girl. It's not that simple. So she acts like she's regular. She's not regular, and I'm not going to watch her old fucking special.
You said you wanted to talk about this special. So I watched it like a week ago. Like I watched the first 10 minutes because I think a lot of people hate Amy Schumer because she's successful and she rose quickly and stuff like that. And so the first 10 minutes of the special, I thought were pretty bad. And I think anybody who watches the first 10 minutes, it's going to be easy to shit on it. But then the rest of it was, pretty good. And like she has her thing that she does. She's funny. It wasn't the greatest special of all time, but it wasn't terrible. And you're giving me a death stare right now, and I'm fine with it. But like it wasn't horrible. And I just think people just like jump on people who are successful. It wasn't.
No, here's the thing.
Here's another thing too. Wait, this is what I want to say. You talked about how she stole David Tell's joke, right?
Yeah, literally word for word. I texted Tell. I go, Amy's doing your joke, and he goes, "Wah, I know." Like he's so used to people stealing his jokes, he don't even give a shit. But
at least she put him in a movie. Carlos Mencia didn't put anybody in a movie.
That's what I said to Tell. I go, was that part of the deal where she put you in a movie, but she could do some of your jokes?
I mean, also, I listened to the joke. It was the setup of a joke. So, like, each time they gave 2 examples of what she stole, and it wasn't like the actual joke.
The Chappelle joke was a reach. The Attell joke was like word for word. No one says that you blacked out and you're time traveling. Like, no one's going to make that connection other than Attell, unless you watch Attell. Like, like no one thinks like that. It's time traveling.
No, yeah, it's egregious.
No, that's Attell's imagination. He has a very good imagination comedically that most people, nobody else has really. Like, he can make this like time traveling and blah, blah, blah. So Amy opened for Attell for a long time.
Yep.
So of course she saw him do the joke. And then here's another thing. You watching people do stand-up is ridiculous because you guys, there's so much stand-up now on TV. You watch way too much stand-up, and then like 5 years from now, you'll be like, oh, you'll have this joke in your head, and you'll use it as yours, and it's not yours. So my point is, if you're writing for Amy Schumer, don't watch stand-up. Don't watch stand-up.
For you in general, right? Your niche is shitting on comedians, and like I don't
shit on everybody.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I don't really like it when comedians shit on other comedians, but you're really good at it. Like, for example, I like rap music, right? I like it when rappers write their own like raps, but Puff Daddy's good at not doing that. So you're like the Puff Daddy of shitting on comedians. I wouldn't want anybody else to do it, but you're good at it.
What do you mean? How am I like Puff Daddy? Puff Daddy steals fucking. He killed Biggie Smalls.
Is this we're burning the Puff Daddy bridge?
Yeah, he didn't.
The first episode.
Smalls? He killed him because he was jealous of him.
I don't think so.
Absolutely, and first of all, any black guy can kill any other black.
I'm saying he's good at what he does.
Black people don't.
No one else is good at what Puff Daddy does.
What does he do? He makes.
He's a piece of shit. But he's got music.
No, he steals. He got the Every Breath You Take and made a hit. It already was a hit.
Yeah, it's sampling, old man.
No, I know, but it's stealing. It's stealing. It's like what Amy did with Attell, sampled his joke. she samples a lot of things when she goes to the buffet, but
that's different.
Listen.
But I will say, if you're going to steal somebody's joke, put them in a movie.
No, the point is that, people were saying that a lot of people, like somebody posted on Dan Guerin, I don't even know him, but we're friends on Facebook. He put on Facebook yesterday, he goes, all these people that are saying he goes, I watched Amy's special, it wasn't the greatest. He goes, all these people that are saying like, Amy sucks. I go, wait till you're filling arenas and then you can say Amy sucks. I go, no, you don't have to wait till then. I go, before I was a comic, a working comic, I knew
before you were filming Bananas in February.
Yeah, I already know. I had a good sense of humor before I started doing stand-up. I didn't have to become a good stand-up to know who good stand-ups were. Like, you don't have to sit around and go like, so the only people that can take shots at Amy are other people that are filling arenas? Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, I'm not saying that
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm not saying these hack comics that sit around. Here's another thing about you fucking hack comics. Like, you beginner comics, you like smoke a lot of pot, especially white dudes. They smoke a lot of pot. They're like
fucking losers,
slackers.
Yeah,
they're slackers, and they go like, well, I'm a slacker like Louis C.K. Louis C.K. is not a slacker. Like, that's his character. Like, he's a loser, and everyone buys it. But he's not a loser. He was never a slacker. I've known him for 30 years. He was never a slacker. He always had new jokes. He always had writing jobs. I never thought once. I never saw him high or drunk. So he never was like, oh, I'm gonna do 1 5-minute set, open mic, and then get high because I worked. So it's like, you guys are fucking idiots, and you'll never make it. That's my only satisfaction. They'll never fucking make anything of themselves, and they'll have fucking they'll fuck some ugly girl in Cincinnati, and then have fucking kids, and then go like, what did I do? What did I do? Yeah, you smoked a lot of pot, and you thought you were like, that's what I got. That's how I roll. Like Jimmy. That's how Jimmy rolls. Is he here yet?
No, not yet.
Piece of shit.
We're anti-weed here at Burning Bridges. Don't smoke weed.
No, we're not anti-weed. We're just like, you can't be like, well, this is how I roll.
This is how I roll. That's Louis' persona. Maybe if you got to know one of these 24-year-old Brooklyn kids, maybe that's just their persona too. Maybe I think it's pronounced they're doing okay.
Persona.
Whatever, man. What do you want from me? Okay. Persona? What did I say?
Listen, you keep it up, you're going to send you back to Center City, kids. What was your podcast?
I can't believe you even fucking knew that.
Kelly told me about it. Center City. What is it called?
Center City Comedy. You guys should. It's a good podcast. I'm not on it anymore, but my friends
it's still going?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I quit.
That's terrible. Why'd you quit?
It's good. Because I had 4 Lennys. No, I just didn't want to do it anymore.
It was all black dudes?
No.
Oh.
How would that be 4 black dudes?
I said a bunch. Oh yeah.
I like how you and fucking Robert Kelly are talking about Center City comedy though. That makes me.
No, it was not recently.
He
This is months ago. We brought it up when your name came up.
Okay. Well, yeah, you guys should check that out. That's a good podcast. But yeah. Well, I had one other point with Amy Schumer, but I forget what it was. Do you want to
listen? The thing with Amy is that it's just bullying. She can say she's being bullied, but she absolutely bullies people. Anybody who's like that big just bullies people. I put that Amy, Amy steals from Mattel and blames Trump. I looked to see who retweeted it. And, like some comics liked it, but no comics retweeted it because they're just afraid. Like I should be afraid too, but I'm like, that's like I don't give a shit anymore.
Should I be scared?
Yeah, you should be scared. I'm
not scared anymore.
You should be afraid. You should be afraid.
Ever since I became a full-time comedian, you
became a full-time comedian today.
There's no fear in my heart anymore. Saturday as of 2 p.m. Do you fucking listen?
Tom, you should be afraid. First of all, you're a white guy. You're a white guy with not a lot of charisma, so you should be very afraid.
I have the perfect amount of charisma.
Oh my God. They're all laughing in the control booth.
Yeah, because they
wish you could hear. We gotta get fans in here.
Gotta get the crowd.
No, it's like you're like a guy. You're like the assistant librarian. You know what I mean? You're like there's like the main librarian who's like a huge cat lady. And
you're right.
Is probably a lesbian, and then you're her assistant.
I'm gonna be
That's the job you had, right? Wasn't that the job you just got fired from?
I've been doing comedy for 9 years. And I've been an assistant librarian because I always had like a job on the side and stuff like that.
You have been an assistant librarian?
Let me tell you something. No more. All right. I am no longer an assistant librarian.
Here's the thing about Here's the thing about show business.
Please tell us. And then I'll get into this cool story.
You can't quietly do anything, especially now anymore.
What do you mean by that?
Like what you're doing. You can't be quiet. You can't just be quiet. You have to like be fucking loud. So all these people are like, oh, I'm gonna play by the rules. There's no rules anymore.
I feel like
once Trump became president, there's no rules anymore. That should be a lesson.
The fact that I associate myself with you means that I'm not that way.
I know, so I'm trying to help you. I know people think I'm an idiot, but I literally try to help people. I'm trying to help Jimmy. Like I'm trying to help Jimmy. I'm like, Jimmy, this could be a good show, but you got to show up. You can't be like, I don't know what the fuck he does because he said his gig was canceled this weekend. So I don't even know what the fuck that means. And also, twice since the beginning of this year, I don't know exact date line, but twice in the year 2017, he told me one of his aunts died.
Oh, we got Jimmy on the line.
He told me one of his aunts.
You see, wait a minute. Did you feel the fear in Kevin's voice? And if you saw him in his eyes,
he's a big, angry dude.
He got scared.
It's like when a guy walks on the subway. He's a big dude, and you're like, I hope he doesn't pick me to beat the fuck out of.
Jimmy, are you there?
I'm here.
Jimmy, where are you?
I'm fucking laid up in the bed, man. I gotta get this tooth pulled.
Got to go to
the old tooth pulled fucking excuse.
I sent you the motherfucking picture, Kev. You don't see the side of my face? Look like the elephant man.
Well, why don't you fucking text me that you're not going to come in? It's the first show.
First of all, ouch. I was going to come in. I was going to do it. And then I hollered at my manager, and he was like, I mean, that's up to you. And I didn't feel 100. I didn't feel 100%, man. And, you know that this is big for us right here. Oh shit. You know that this is big for us right here.
So why are you here?
Because I can't hold... Kev, I can't fucking hold you down. My fucking face is big on one side. I look stupid. I look like a fucking disease.
Well, Jimmy, you never looked like...
What do you do? I know that you can hold it down until at least next week. You got Tom with you.
Chia.
So who do you? I can't even imagine the fucking dentist you go to. Like how does he even use fucking? Does he just get you high and then or he doesn't even use like Novocaine or whatever the fuck they call it?
Wow. So I got to go to an off-brand dentist. It's like a hitman having to go see a motherfucker pull a bullet out of him because he can't go to the hospital. Nigga, I got insurance. What the fuck are you talking about?
I thought you said you didn't have insurance.
I got it. What are you talking about? I got insurance.
All right, we'll call me. I'm gonna need a doctor's note, like a dentist note, like. No, you think I'm fucking around. You think I'm not fucking around anymore. Like, this is the professional operation. Like, people are looking at us. Like, there's a fucking control booth and shit.
I feel very professional.
You know, I ain't gonna lie. That's one thing I like about that Kumia network, bruh. You know, they got some professional shit really going on there. A lot of white people doing white people shit.
Right.
I love it, baby. I love that we got a home.
Yeah, and then you're pulling your black people shit where you're like, I can't make the first day because I gotta get my face is all swole.
Hey, yo, Kevin, why don't you show them the picture of the fucking that I sent you, dog?
When'd you send it to me? After the show?
I texted to you.
When?
At like 1:59. Ouch. At like 1:59 or some shit like that.
Okay, the show started at 2, stupid. Okay, so if you're gonna text me all day yesterday. What were you doing yesterday? Getting ready for your tooth being pulled?
No. No, I was getting my dick sucked.
Damn.
I knew we'd get around to that. Well, that's what your dentist told you.
That's a one-stop shop dentist.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, dog.
Jimmy, did you already go to the dentist?
No, I'm going today.
Oh, okay.
I go today.
That would be some dentist. The dentist, the day before your dentist sucks your dick.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not saying it's a guy. I'm not calling you out for being gay. There's women dentists, probably not in your community, but
Kevin, it was the terrorist, the Somalian terrorist.
Oh,
who was?
his girlfriend? He's back with that
yeah.
Somalian fucking. Who gives a shit? Yeah, because she's hungry.
Why she got to be hungry? Why can't she just want this dick, dog?
Because Jimmy, first of all,
Maybe they're not mutually exclusive.
Listen, I wouldn't date you for money. You're unreliable. You don't return a fucking text, dude. You got to return text. It's like real shit now. You can't be like, oh, I got it. Ooh, Obama said, like, it's all bullshit. You got to fucking, you got to return a text.
First of all, I don't give a fuck what Obama saying. Okay, that's one. And number two, Kevin, my fucking side of my face is a balloon, bro. You see that?
Okay, you might have got punched in the face. I don't know about no fucking dentist, so get a dentist note.
Why? I got punched in. Okay, I got punched in the face. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna get better, and I know that you and Tom are gonna fucking rock out, and y'all gonna hold the fort until I can come back.
What time's your dentist appointment?
At 5.
All right, I'll come by. Where is it?
Actually, it's in motherfucking Harlem, at Harlem Hospital.
Oh, shit.
Harlem Hospital. There's no Harlem Hospital.
There's plenty of Harlem hospitals.
There's a hospital called Harlem Hospital.
Yeah.
Harlem Hospital.
Where Luke Cage
there's no Harlem Hospital.
They haven't done a show about Harlem Hospital. Wouldn't that be the best show of all time?
So that's what validates shows, you know,
this fall on NBC, Harlem Hospital.
We got too many dentists in this motherfucker.
Oh, where's Dr. Smoothie? Dr. Smoothie, we need you in a heart attack room.
Stat, motherfucker.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I already told you he got another homeless chick pregnant.
Oh, shit.
All right, yeah, save it for next week if you're here. If we're here, get him off the phone. Hang up on him like Mike and a Mad Dog. Fuck you. We're going to give you time. Come in next time.
I will try. I will fucking try.
Try? It's 2 o'clock on a Monday. What, are we going to go to your house? Like, how hard is it? Everybody else is here.
Ask Kumia if he would fucking come in with a balloon face. All right? Come on, man. He knows that this is excruciating. Me yelling at you right now is hurting me more than it's hurting you.
Well, who are you? My dad? My dad says shit like that. It's gonna
Your father's dead, Kevin.
Hurt you?
Listen,
Jimmy. Listen,
feel better, buddy.
Like this.
Jimmy, you always got an excuse. So either you gotta text me that you're not gonna come, or you gotta show up. Either way, you can't do this shit like I'm the underground king, and don't be like, hey man, what the fuck happened? You didn't put you. How come you not put me on the show? I put you on this show. You didn't show up. So what the fuck?
Yo, man. First of all,
hang up on him. Good.
Oh my
I love that fucking sound effect. I don't even know if that's real, but that's. I just want to show where I hang up on people and the sound effect comes.
There should be one phone call a week where you hang up on somebody.
It's like the Mike and the Mad Dog where they just go, fucking hang up on the guy. You know what I mean? I just want to hang up on people. That's why I wanted to show. That's why I wanted to. Well, when we were at Riotcast, we always have is he still on? We always had that.
We didn't have a screener over there, so they would just.
I know, but we didn't have we had faulty equipment. apartment, so I can never like dramatically hang up on somebody. We'd have to be like, "Can you hang up on them?" And then you guys be looking for buttons and be like, "Are you still there, caller?"
Yeah.
So I like this fucking sound effect where
That's
it's like,
nice. We're gonna have at the end. Do we have callers? Call in.
No, not yet. Let's relax.
Okay,
Jimmy already fucking. That was ridiculous.
Our first call.
He called in, right? He called in to you guys.
We called him, left a message. He called back.
Okay, so at least he called back. Anyway,
That's nice.
But it's not nice. It's not nice. It's like me going like me having a show called Burning Bridges, and then being like and then talking a lot of shit about Amy Schumer. Then when I see Amy Schumer going like, how come you're not booking me? What's the deal, Amy? You can't expect he's the underground king and how come I'm not on this show? How come I'm not opening for you, Godfrey? Because you're at a dentist appointment, so just text me. That's why I don't believe any fucking dentist appointment. He could have an old picture.
But he's our wild card, baby.
He's our wild card, but it's
sometimes he doesn't. That's how it goes.
Yeah, it's like the guy who's like, what was the guy who used to play for the Yankees? Steve Howe. He got kicked off the team like 8 times for a coke. They kept bringing him back. Then I think he's dead now. Hopefully he's dead. But anyway, I think
we get Steve Howe on the line.
I think he died in a car accident. But I think he got suspended like 8 times. I'm like, how fucking good is this guy at getting people out that they keep bringing him back? And then at some point, it's your fault. At some point, it's your fault. You know what I mean? Like, if you keep bringing a guy back, you can't really go like, oh, wow. Wow. Like, if Jimmy comes in one week and he fucking rapes me or beats the fuck out of me, like, people are going to be like, you had it coming. So I did have it coming.
Sure.
So if I keep tolerating this behavior, what do they call it when you enable somebody?
I think you used the word. What is the word that I'm using right now?
Enable.
And giving the meaning of it as I say
I didn't think the word was going to come to my head. Sometimes the word don't come to my head. So what else you got? You got nothing?
No, I got something.
Like the thing about I usually in my old show we were on TV kind of, but I could just look
TV? We were on YouTube.
Look at my notes. I don't want to look at my notes from
Why?
here. So
Use your notes, you loser.
I can't remember everything. So what else you got? Maybe it'll trigger something.
All right, so let's talk about how I got fired. And this is a good example of burning bridges too.
Okay, yeah.
I think it'll be good.
Okay, it better be good.
When you have questions, interrupt me. But let me get through it because I want to set it up. You're not good at setup, okay? You're talented at many things, but you have no setup ability whatsoever.
That's the beauty of the show, where there's no segues, no listen.
No, sure, but if you have a question, let me know. But I just want to set it up so people are clear on what the fuck's happening. Okay, so as a young comedian, sometimes you have to have these jobs that you survive at, and I've been doing that for a while. I've had this.
Look at the mic right next to you. It's like the ghost of Jimmy. And even that mic is more interesting than Tom's story. Like even the mic there. I'm looking at the mic. I'm like, maybe this mic will have a good story.
Not only are you, not only are you bad at setting up things, you're bad at letting people set up things.
I always used to watch the show where I'm like, why is Kumi always talking to the studio when he's like, he can't hear them. But it's like, but when you say something, you're like looking for a reaction. Even if you can't hear them laughing, you're like, you want to see a reaction.
Second attempt at starting to try to tell this story.
Okay.
So for over 2 years, I've worked at TKTS, which are you familiar with?
Yeah, I used to buy when I used to go to Broadway shows back when I was like a closeted homo. No, when I used to go to Broadway shows.
What's your favorite Broadway show?
Probably Cars Line.
Okay, you are.
That's the last one. That's the last one I remember. I'm like, that was actually pretty good.
Okay.
But Broadway shows suck. Who are we kidding? I mean, the thing about Broadway shows is basically like they keep the prices high to keep out the riffraff. Like the shows aren't good, but they know black people and like basically questionable people.
Now, there's a lot of good shows that are.
I know now, but I'm saying back in the day, it was like basically to keep the riffraff out. So they keep the prices high, so then white people could just go sit there, sit comfortably. But even the Broadway shows, they're just so like you're like, oh really? You just got to sit there and blah blah blah, and then you got to. I don't like sitting there. I don't like sitting in a thing where I have to go like. Where you have to like enjoy. You feel like you have to enjoy this. Like I remember I saw the fucking. Damn Yankees with my mom or something. I was like, this is such a piece of shit.
Sure, there's a lot of shitty Broadway, but there's also Hamilton and stuff like that.
Yeah, Hamilton.
Dear Evan Hansen's good. Anyway, let's not
Hansen's?
Dear Evan Hansen's a new show that was pretty good.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to get into it with you because you'll get confused. But so anyway, I've worked at this place for like 2.5 years, and everybody who works out there generally is people who work for TKTS or promoters, okay?
Yeah.
So I was a promoter. I worked for a theater called, it was the Snapple Theater. Now they had some falling out with Snapple. So now they're the Arizona Iced Tea Center. I'm kidding. They're the Theater Center. They're just called
Where
the
is
Theater
it?
Center.
It's
It's
not-
on 50th and Broadway.
Oh, it's on Broadway.
But it's off Broadway. The difference between Broadway and off Broadway is theater size. Anything under 500 seats is off Broadway.
I didn't know that.
So the two shows I promoted was a show.
This is like an information show now. This is not really.
It's called Setup, you dumb fuck. Can we please just try and get through it? So I worked for two shows. I worked for The Fantastics, which is like the longest running off Broadway musical.
No, I know.
Try to remember the time in September.
No, that
You
was
probably
down at its.
fingered your mom at that in 72.
This is down in the Village, right?
No, it changed. It was when you were a young comedian. It was in the Village.
I mean, I am so
Now
old.
it's 50th and Broadway. The other show that was in that building is a show called The Perfect Crime. Okay, and that is the longest running murder mystery play in the history of time. It's
Yeah.
ran since 1987. In April, it will have run for 30 years. Okay, the lead in that play has been the lead in that play since the beginning. Okay,
Yeah.
she has done this play like 9 or 10 times a week for 30 years in April. She's also the murderer. She was also my boss. Okay, so that is who.
They make any money at this show?
No. I mean, I don't know. They get some people in, but that's part of the thing too. I got basically kicked out of Scientology, so now I'm shitting on Scientology. Like, I was part of the problem. I would tell people to go to this show, but it was a horrible show that no one should go to ever, and I've lost a piece of my soul from that. But now that I'm a full-time comedian, I'm going to let that go. Anyway, this woman's had it out for me for a while. She's wanted to fire me for a while. On Tuesday, it happened.
Because you're so boring?
I love how when
Even a woman has done the same thing for 30 years, she's like,
I can't stand this guy for 2 years.
Guy's killing me.
She just doesn't like me. She never has. I like also when you think something's funny, you look over there to see if they're laughing. You fucking idiot.
I'm such a whore. I'm a whore.
So anyway, I got done working on Tuesday, and in an envelope was this letter.
Yeah. How much did they pay you?
I don't want to get into payment, which is the one thing I told you about, but yet you still asked me for some reason. Right. Okay, so this is the letter. I'm going to pause when she's got. Are you going to take notes on the letter? You finally got the thing out? Okay, it starts with this. Hi, Tom. I just stopped by TKTS right now and saw you laughing and talking to Sam. So she stopped by. A bunch of people are walking around. She sees me laughing. She's like a fucking Nazi soldier. Like, she doesn't want me enjoying myself when I'm working. Anyway, yesterday when I walked by, you were leaning against the board on the Broadway side, staring into space vacantly, clearly wishing you were somewhere else and not noticing the people right in front of you who were looking for a show. First of all, I was on my phone, so that's wrong. Second of all, what this broad does is she would like just jump out in the middle of a shift and try to catch people doing something wrong. So if you ask someone, hey, do you have any questions about a show? And they're like, no, you leave them the fuck alone. So like she would come out a minute after that and I wouldn't be talking to these people because they wouldn't want me to talk to them. You're clear so far. This has probably happened at least 50 or 60 times. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I skipped something. I got to go back.
You said that happened 50 or 60 times?
That's probably about right. She jumps out of nowhere like a fucking demon and tries to catch me doing something.
That's all, Tom.
Hold on. Both yesterday and today, as soon as you saw me, you jumped into action and started talking to people, which indicates clearly to me.
I'd love to see you jump in action.
She's a terrifying woman,
Go from
so
like a
anytime I
1
saw
to a
her, I would
2.
jump. Knew you weren't doing your job when you first saw me and wanted to look like you were while I was standing there. And it's because she's terrifying. This probably happened 50 or 60 times. That's about right. And today, without any anger or frustration, I can tell you that it is very clear to me that this is not the job for you. I am enabling you to keep a job you don't like by paying you so when you don't work at it, you need to either find a job you like or find someone who will pay you for doing a job without worrying about whether or not you are doing it well.
Wait, does she know you're a comedian?
Yes.
In quotes? And
I'll be at the Punchline in Philadelphia.
What?
Friday and Saturday.
Headlining?
Let's not talk about the semantics of what I will be doing at
You're
these shows.
going to be seating people?
No, I will be on the show performing, opening. Okay.
Does she know you're a comedian?
Yes.
And does she think, do you make her laugh a lot?
No, I don't try to make her laugh because she's been a cunt for the past 2 years.
What's her name?
I find Catherine Russell. Okay.
She doesn't sound. Yeah, Catherine's a bad name.
Okay. This is where it gets really condescending. I have a lot of jobs, and I do them all with passion, even those tasks that are hard. I don't always feel like standing in a classroom in front of 30 bored freshmen at 7:45 a.m. on a Monday after a really hard weekend, but I do it, and I make sure I do a good job. This is the biggest piece of shit ever. Just because, like, you're firing me and you're telling me you're good at your jobs.
Yeah.
Literally, the play she in is the worst play in the history of time.
Why is it still on? What is it still ongoing then?
Because she gets people to promote for her, and people
like-
go.
it's like the
They're
back
also
comedy
affordable.
clubs?
Yeah, it's like that.
Where they go like, "There's a great show. It's been
This
on
is a
for
good
30
show. You
years."
should go to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also affordable. So that's the one point
Much
that
does
I'll
it
make.
cost?
It's like, well, I feel like we're doing a fucking ad for it. Oh, shit. There she is right there. My God.
That's what she looks like now.
That's a good picture of her. She's old, like, but she looks good for an old lady. Like,
In
but
real life or in that picture?
that's a very nice picture of her. That's
have a
probably from about
boyfriend?
10 years ago.
You have a boyfriend?
She does, yeah.
Do you ever try to hit on her?
No.
No, because sometimes they get mad if you don't hit on them. Like if they're, because she's like, she probably thinks she's like a diva and like she's hot. She used to be
I
hot.
don't think that was it. She just
No, so
never
you're
liked
supposed
me.
to flirt with them.
No, I don't think that was it, but maybe because the
Yeah.
one dude, also the fucking Australian kid who was telling me a fucking dumb story. She loves him. He didn't fucking anyway.
Because he has an accent, Tom. I'm telling you, you got to work on your charisma. You're the same. That was like the. I mean, I don't know if people listening to the show listen to the whole story, but I shut down after a while. I mean, it was a real.
You had the attention span of a fly.
but it was like you told me you got this.
We're only halfway through the letter.
You had
Okay.
this really good story about you getting fired. Listen, when I used to
This is pretty good. Can we get through the
it's
letter?
not that good. What's
Get through the letter.
what's the gist of it? What'd your girlfriend say? Did she suck your dick?
That's very crude.
No,
You and
that's
I-
what Jimmy brought up. I'm saying, like,
This is
I'm
Dennis.
saying, did she feel bad for you? Right, Tom, I'm telling you, the problem is that people don't like somebody like you because you don't. It's like you. No, you're like a young me, except even less. You don't have this. You don't have the beautiful blue eyes that I have. You know what
I
I mean?
have beautiful green eyes and many.
But you wear
people find me
glasses. Like I didn't
attractive.
wear glasses
Sometimes
till
I take them off.
Huh?
Sometimes I take them.
Man.
You only put glasses on
So-
when Jimmy's about to beat you up.
The only reason, speaking of that, the only reason you could look interesting if you had one black eye. You know what I mean? Like if you look like you're a bit of a gangster, like with the glasses and the beard, you look like a fucking librarian. So it's like people aren't like you don't put up a lot of like
Can I
a
just
like
get contacts?
you don't put up a lot of like sexual energy. You got to work on your sexual energy when
I
you
disagree with that. I think many.
Well, that's what I'm
women
saying.
find
Hit
me
the
sexually
next
attractive.
job you get hit on your boss. No, I'm not talking about me.
Evan,
I'm
I'm not
talking
getting
about, like-
another job. I'm a full-time comedian,
You're
and I'm the
not.
co-host of Burning Bridges. What are you talking about?
First of all, I didn't write the letter yet, but you're fired. Anyway,
Let's continue the letter. You and I clearly have different viewpoints on what
talking about
constitutes.
me and you or me. I'm more with your boss than I am with you on this.
I
fucking
knew
thing.
you were going to be.
I'm gonna go to the show tonight just out of support for her.
You and I clearly have different viewpoints on what
Plus, with the
constitutes
older
a
women-
work ethic. Mine is not necessarily better than yours, but I am the one paying you, and I just don't want to beg you to work harder anymore. I mean, I get that. Also, it's like she's wanted to fire me for so long that, yeah, she should have done it by now. Anyway, I wish you great success. This is very condescending coming up. And I thank you for whatever hard work and commitment you did put into this job. But it's time to go.
Did you tell the other employees that you got fired?
Oh, they were heartbroken. They all love me. Anyway, one more paragraph. I'm happy to discuss this if you like, but whenever I have raised the issue with you, you have told me you are doing a good job, and since I disagree, it seems best to write instead of argue. Feel free to call, write, or pick a time to meet if you like, but I won't change my mind. Best, Kathy.
So you know what you should do? You should wait outside, like
With a tire iron?
no, just don't threaten. Just after the show one night, just wait outside and say you'd like to talk. Just scare the shit out of her. Like don't do anything illegal. Just scare the shit out of her. That's all you can do really in life is like get your
Scared old women?
no, just get your little pleasures. Whatever your little pleasures are, you have to get them. And so
My
that's
little
why
pleasure
people-
was just reading the
people have
letter.
fetishes. No, it's like first of all, I'm saying like just go like, can we talk? Like show up drunk, even if you're not drunk. Pretend you're drunk. It should be like, can we talk? And she'll be like, I really got to go. I already know how it's gonna play out. Like I can be like the guy that what's that movie where the guy talks in your ear?
Well, wait, what do you think? Okay, there are a lot of movies do
Steve
that.
Martin was in it. The last one was Steve Martin with the big nose and
Jerk? No, that's not the jerk.
the jerk.
That's, Oh,
Anyway.
I'm sorry that I don't know every.
What's that movie? It's like an old classic.
Roxanne.
Roxanne.
Yeah, Roxanne.
Yes,
yeah, the
good one.
jerk,
Thank
where
you,
he's
Ellie.
talking to his ear. Oh my God, you're a jerk. that's why I get so frustrated. It's like
We're really hard heading here.
It's like when you're the host of a show, you're like dating other people. I'm like, well, I'm fucking Tom. I'm thinking about Jimmy, and it's really frustrating. You know what I mean? Because it's like Jimmy's, Tom would be good to bring to a nice fucking French restaurant, but then
Jimmy's good for a fuck, but I'm dependable.
Yeah, you're reliable.
I'm here for you.
You're reliable, but after a while, you're like, holy shit, I want Jimmy to suck my dick with that fucking big,
I think also
that big left face he has with that big fucking. I hope someone beat the fuck out of him this weekend, just to fucking anyway.
I think you discredit our connection. I think we have a nice rapport.
Yeah, we have a nice rapport, but it's like, yeah, okay.
Okay. So what else?
So I was gonna say about.
Oh wait, no. This is what I wanted to ask. What do you think my end goal is? Just to scare her? That's what you're saying I should do?
I'm saying
Also, she's a terrifying woman. I could not scare her.
My whole point is, and the whole point is,
I don't want to.
I didn't vote for Trump, but the whole point is, since Trump, you can't do things quietly. Why do you think all those guys who were thought they're gonna be president with the Republican when they were all debating before, when there was like 18 guys who want to be president? What happened to those guys? They're all thoughtful, quote unquote thoughtful white guys. It don't work like that anymore. You can't fucking do that. Like even from this podcast, I'm like, holy shit, people they want like a spectacle. They want like a fucking, that's what they want. So that episode where Jimmy almost beat the shit out of me, like when me and Lenny were fighting, that's what they want. They don't want nobody's turned on by your types anymore. Even when I see stand-ups that like have a decent act, I'm like,
you can't get beat up every week.
No, but I'm saying nobody gives a shit about a thoughtful white guy. Like they just don't. They want a thoughtful black guy because that's new. But a thoughtful white guy is like, it's so tired that I get why your boss fired you, because you're annoying because you're such a like a niche. You're such like an old, like you're like a Philadelphia, you take the train.
You know what?
Let's put it this way. If you got on the train, people would like to sit next to you because you look like you're not going to be trouble. You know what I mean? Where who would like to sit next to Jimmy? Like you wouldn't sit next to Jimmy. Jimmy always gets the seat next to him open because he looks dangerous. Where you look like this guy won't cause you any trouble, and you won't. So I'm saying, like, as from a podcast point of view, it's like after a while you're like, come on.
You know what?
Like you're a nice guy and your mom loves you and that's great. My mom don't even like me. So that's good for me as a podcaster. Like I got baggage. I got my kids like me. Nobody likes me except my kids, but they don't even like me.
Are you done? Can I talk now?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm saying you got to amp it up. You got to amp it up. Not for me, for your career. Am I right, sound booth?
Right on.
I'm going to tell you something. I've taken a lot of abuse from you over the past 6 or 7 months. And you know what?
What?
I'm sick of it, and I'm done. I quit. Go fuck yourself. How about that?
Oh, no. Wait, you're really quitting? Oh, he's going to get water. Go get me a Pepsi, too. Anyway, I thought he was really going to quit to teach me a lesson. But here's the point, everybody. Now I'm by myself. I don't know how does Cumia do this, sit here by himself? I mean, he must be really fucking talented. The point is this. Listen, when you're by yourself, it's like stand-up. Like when I used to do stand-up, I'm like, oh, I thought if I was like wrote good jokes, but people are over it. They're like over the white guy being like a thoughtful white guy. Nobody's interested. So unless you're like a Arab or a woman, like Amy Schumer can do whatever she wants, because did you get me a soda? Yes, I got you a soda. Where's the can?
I gave you.
Oh, it's in the thing. I really panicked. I thought you like
2 options.
I thought you like put it in the thing.
Was I believable at all?
The point is, Tom, you'll agree with me now. Like, isn't it basically over for white people in show business?
It's not. I mean,
like even the guy,
still white people get a lot of writing jobs and shit.
Did you see that guy, the black guy who did the Key and Peele? Which guy did that movie?
Out?
Yeah, did you see it?
Yeah, it was great.
Okay, so that means it's less jobs for white people as directors, because once black people get into that, then they're going to be like, unless you're making money, like that's the thing with black people, they make things. I've said this before on my show. Black people, like when people always go like, oh, when that Michael Keaton movie won Best Picture or whatever.
Birdman?
Yeah. I went to see it. I go, I wanted to fucking, I wish you had seen it with me so I could punch you right in the face because I'm sure you're like, it's a good movie. It was a piece of shit. And I've said before, like,
Great film.
Like black people.
4 out of 4 stars.
No,
If I could give it more, I would.
So the whole thing is with black people, they like to be entertained. So they'll also make things that are entertaining because they're not going to make a thing to impress the judges or impress other thoughtful white people. They like black people. What do they eat? Fried chicken and watermelon because it's delicious.
Your advice to me.
No, I'm saying it's delicious.
Your advice to me so far is to yell and get a spray tan. That's what your advice to me in show business is.
You got to amp it up because as a white guy, nobody's interested. So it's black. So once the movie made $100 million, and now it's a hit, they'll give other directing jobs and writing jobs to black people
and to comedians and shit like that.
No, but mostly black people because what
I'm friends with a bunch of black people. That's fine. I'll work
for
them.
What I've said is true. Is like black people like to be entertained, so they'll in turn make movies that are entertaining.
Cool.
They're not just going to make a movie where like the movie. What was the movie that was supposed to win best picture?
La
La Land. I didn't see it because I know I'm gonna kind of hate it. You know.
You might have liked it. You liked that one musical.
What? The Sound of Music? Yeah, I did. It was,
musical.
but it was very talented. Julie Andrews was awesome. Anyway, is that what you're saying? What musical?
No, your favorite musical that you said was
The Sound of Music.
No, you said
Chorus Line.
Yeah, Chorus Line.
Yeah, but that was when I was dating. I was trying to get pussy. Like you had to be a little. That's the good thing about being married and everything. Like I don't have to fake anything anymore. Because when you're dating, you have to pretend like you have to be on the right side of issues. You have to be like, like no, it should be fair for everybody. Like okay, it's not going to be fair for everybody. But once this guy made this movie, I'm like, it's going to white guys are going to lose jobs. They're going to lose jobs.
The best people should make the best stuff.
No, but they don't get opportunities. So when they get opportunities, they'll deliver because like a black comic, for the most black comics deliver because they're like, well, I can't. And plus, black people have a better story. They're more. The white people will be like, oh, this is more interesting. Because when I go up on stage, the crowd is like, half the time, especially I was on a show. On St. Patrick's Day show, I was the 6th white guy on a 6-man show.
But that's St. Patrick's Day, baby. That's how you.
Yeah, but it's still, it's like after a while, the crowd's like, all right, like you got to mix it up. So
I agree. Anytime I'm on a show and like if I'm hosting and it's just a bunch of white guys, I'm very angry. Unless like I want there to be diversity and just so there's different point of views
for variety,
and stuff,
so they don't they get sick of you. So I'm saying like
I also think black people are funnier. They just are.
They probably are. I mean, they're funnier than you. So.
The entire black race is funnier than me.
Can't believe you didn't walk out on that. Now I feel like I gotta walk.
Should I quit?
I feel like I gotta walk on eggshells with you.
Did you believe me that I was gonna quit?
Yeah, because it would be I thought you would quit. Could just be like, because then I have to sit here by myself and
You're all I got, baby.
I'd literally blow my brains out.
No,
that's why when I watch Clooney at the
ship.
beginning of the show, he sits there by himself. I'm like, how's he just fucking? That's what I'm saying. I need I'm like a guy who needs a partner, however pathetic the partner is. Like I'm not saying you're pathetic, but like
you have said that several times.
No,
today,
I need the time. This guy gave me a ride home from this gig.
Did you ask him to come on and be your co-host?
No, the Friday show. And he was the MC. But it was tag team. So he went on first. Mike Keegan. He went on first. And he's from Long Island. They probably know him. Keith probably knows him. Anyway, he knew Carrie Carabas. He went on first. He waited, and then I got there late. I was on last. I said, can anyone give me a ride to Hicksville? Because I don't want to fucking have to take the train to Smithtown. That's where I went. Anyway, so I give him a thing, and in the car, like I'm just bitching about the show and the guy who booked it and what a fucking idiot he was. And I'm thinking, this guy's a nice guy. But he wasn't really, he was just laughing. He wasn't really doing anything.
Wasn't adding anything to the conversation.
I just basically need a sounding board. And then when he dropped me off, he got me to the train in time. So I said, I really appreciate it. I said, I wish I'd seen your act so I could recommend you. I said, I can recommend your driving. If you're looking for any driving gigs where you're like, hey, I don't know if this guy could MC, and sometimes that's a good gig.
Keep comedians need people to drive, yeah.
Because sometimes people are unreliable. So this guy. So the point is, I just need someone to talk to. I can't just talk to myself. I just can't. I can't do it.
Sure.
Sometimes I think I have nothing to say. My wife will go like, "How was the show?" I go like, and I'll talk for like an hour.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just got shit to say, so I need someone to go like, yeah. So I'm trying to help you. Like I literally try to help people. So I'm trying to help you. I'm like,
I think you do.
can't.
Through
Unless
your
you're gonna-
bullshit, you have good advice. It's just like picking out like diamonds and shit. Because like a lot of the stuff you say is nonsense.
I insult people.
You're also intelligent and you do have good advice.
No, but I insult people to get their attention. Like I insult people to get their attention. So I insult you. I'm saying like the thoughtful white guy, the Jake Johansson.
Can we get a couple more drinks in front of him?
The Jake Johansson years are done. They're fucking done.
And maybe like a purple drink of some sort.
No, the Jake Johansson years are done. Where you just sit there, you go like, you know, like the quirky white guy. Like I guess that's not necessarily true because Mike Birbiglia is doing it. But like I'm saying in general,
room for everybody.
I'm saying in general, you got to be bigger than life. You got to be bigger than fucking life. That's just the way it is. So I go out now, like even now when I used to do stand up, I'm better than I used to be because now I'm more bombastic. Like even if the crowd is like not digging me, I don't take their side. I go like, well, I'm the sixth guy in the show. Like I'm more aggressive with them, and it works. Ever since
I've become a full-time comedian, I can see the change on stage. Like there's definitely more of an urgency and a bigger than life persona that I'm putting out there ever since Saturday.
I don't think we can be canceled after one show, but
this is a great show. We're having a lot of fun.
I mean, I think Keith is on the couch and he's napping, and he just got here.
He's texting. He's getting emails out. He's listening. He's enjoying himself.
He's doing his business.
Doing his taxes.
Keith from Compound Media is here. I'm going to give a shout out to Keith because
he got cameras everywhere in here.
Because he made this happen. We couldn't have done it without all our lawyers. There was lawyers involved in this shit.
You're terrible lawyer. Did you get rid of that fucking idiot?
Oh, my lawyer's great.
Is it the same guy?
No, that thing
found his lawyer on Twitter, and he's a troll. But he doesn't pay him, so it's like, oh well, whatever.
I pay him? What are you talking about?
That's not what I heard.
So
I got my lawyer on Instagram, and he said that you didn't.
At least I have a lawyer. I don't think Riotcast even had a lawyer because they'd be like, my lawyer said their lawyer would always get back to us at like 1 in the morning.
Got their lawyer on Snapchat.
No, they would always come back to like 1 in the morning. I'm like, do you guys even have a lawyer? So whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm getting a lot. I'm from the show. Like I did my website. I forgot. Anyway, go to my website. I keep remembering. I gotta give a shout out to the website guy. He lives in my building. He lives in my building.
Yeah, in your building.
But he's great. He did a great website, and
what did he make a good
website?
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, he made a great website. So yeah, I'm getting people. I'm getting people to help me through my show because that's what I'm saying. It's a big world now where you it's not like where I'm going back to your point or my point about you. It's like you can't just go on Letterman as like a nice, quiet white guy comic and build an audience that way.
You have to be yourself.
Through social media, it's a big world out there. Like everyone, if people like you, they can find you. It's not like you have to get on Letterman. You don't have to play by the rules anymore. And that's what Trump showed. You don't have to play by the rules. Trump shit on everybody.
So can we stop for 1 second? Letterman's been off the air for like a year, just so we're clear. And I just want to make sure you're aware of that.
But I'm saying, when I started,
so at no point do I ever say like I gotta get on Letterman and that's my big shot. You always like have this thing where
what is your shot? What is your shot? What is your shot?
Anything. What do you mean? This right here.
Okay, so I'm saying if you do this, you
anything.
When you go up on stage, you can't. You got to be aggressive. It's just an aggressive world we live in now. You're not aggressive.
You've never even seen me perform.
No, and I've never seen Jimmy perform either. So Jimmy goes, Kevin, why don't you have me on your gig? I'm like, I don't know if you're right for the gig because I don't know if he's right for anything because I've never seen his fucking act.
Do we have any dates coming up that we should plug now that I'm full time? What do we got? Are we going on the road in April? I need some April weekends. What do you got?
The show's got to get bigger, and then we can go out as a group, like 5 or 6 of us.
TikTok, motherfucker.
I'm on April 21 and 22. I'm in Hasbrook Heights at Bananas, and then April 1st.
Bananas, I called it.
Huh? That's Go Bananas in Cincinnati.
Okay.
And April 1st, I'm somewhere like upstate.
Do this later. I was joking around.
No, but I'm saying once it's here, then we don't have to do it later because people aren't going to listen later.
Yeah, we're definitely going to try and put a Compound Media gig together.
Nice.
With you, Gino, Aaron, Pat,
Tom.
Yeah.
Tom.
And
sorry, Tom. Yeah.
It's okay.
I always forget the new guy's name.
Oh, good, baby. Just put
I want to do a gig
in your
with
notebook when you go back down there. I like it.
What's with Aaron with his bodybuilding? What's the story? Was he like picked on as a little kid?
Oh, I don't know, but when I come in sometimes, Garrett's in the back in the closet rubbing oil on him and stuff like that. So,
Really?
Yeah, it's a like,
No, because I'm like, have you ever seen his act?
Yes, I'm friends with Aaron Berg.
Oh, he's like an insult comic.
Yeah, he's good at what he does.
Talk about a guy who's like ready for any heckler. He's like an insult comic, and then basically he insults the crowd. So if they come back at him, he can just like beat the shit out of them. It's fucking. It's
well, first of all,
never seen a guy so like ready to annihilate an audience member.
He's a nice guy, and he's a good host.
So I don't even know the guy. He's a good host.
No, I'm saying he knows how to deal with hecklers and stuff like that, but he's not trying to like fight people.
But but I always think guys who bodybuild have like issues, like they were beat up as kids. He's not tall.
He was a stripper and stuff.
Yeah, but what the fuck is that? Like, who's a stripper?
People are. What do you mean? What are anybody?
It's like a guy stripper. Like, I hate the trash. I just got here, but like, who strips, man? Who strips?
People who need money. I might be stripping in fucking April.
Yeah, but I can't even see you. Like, it's like me. It's like you stripping. It's like Amy.
You'd rather.
It was like Amy wearing leather. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. Because it's like
obviously it was a joke. I'm not going to strip.
But it's like don't act like
you can picture Aaron stripping though.
Yeah, I can picture Aaron doing a lot of things.
I bet you could.
Oiling up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and speaking of that, I'm doing the roast battle tomorrow night, Tuesday night, with at the stand. Yeah,
that'll be fun.
That's another thing. Like, I want the show to become like bigger. Like, I want the show to become bigger, where I can just like fucking announce I'm gonna be there, and it just sells out. You know.
Yeah. So put on a good show, and you'll do that.
No, here. Like,
that's what I mean. Put on a good show here.
No, I'm saying like, but it's not easy.
You got to set up. Book people that are going to show up and fucking, what do you...
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Episode.
Here's the thing about booking
Stick with
people.
Tom, because he's a professional now, and he's,
Yeah, but here's the thing about booking people. People are saying, who's going to be your first guest? I'm like, who's going to, like, Obama. Like, who's going to be my first guest? Like, who's going to break it wide open, my first guest?
Tom Cassidy, baby.
Yeah, Tom Cassidy, and like you should have brought your girlfriend. I'd rather talk to your girlfriend.
If you would have told me to bring someone, I would have brought somebody.
But I'm saying like the first guest, I don't want to be like, oh, the first guest and then the second guest. I want to do a show where we're not relying on guests.
Oh, but it's nice to have guests sometimes too.
Who?
Both. We could have anybody. We could have a stripper on or something, or anybody. It's a show we do every week. It'll be fun.
Here's another thing I've learned. The people don't give a shit about the guests, because like some guests we've had, like we had Michael Che on, Michael Che?
Yes.
Okay, well, Michael Che's episode didn't even do that good. It did fine, but it didn't. But a show with Florentine and Vinny Brand did like twice the numbers that Michael Che's did. So it's like you can get the guests, but like if the guests don't do nothing, like I'm not saying Che didn't do anything, but most guests don't do anything. That's why I don't have a show with like somebody, oh, get this guy in here because he's a funny comic, but most people have nothing to say. You know what I mean? Like, that's why when Lenny was on with Cumia, people like call in, I'm like, I'm not calling in because I know Lenny has nothing to say, and I know he would be exposed.
Okay.
So then people are saying, oh,
we've already talked about that part.
I don't give a fuck. So people said, oh, someone was tweeting that Lenny's going to get a show on Cumia, and I told like that would make me the happiest man on earth if Lenny got a show on Cumia, because I would just listen, I would just go like, Lenny's got no show. Like, Lenny has nothing to say. So I'm saying most comics have nothing to say. And they're like, well, how about my act? I don't give a fuck about your act, because you can't do your act on a podcast. So that's why most podcasts are like, people sitting around and go like, did you see that movie? I don't watch movies. Like, I really don't watch movies. Yeah. I don't even watch
the
TV
movies
shows.
You watch, you don't enjoy.
No, because it's like I can't.
What was the last thing you enjoyed?
Having Jimmy suck my dick.
No, they're not even like. Is there anything?
I do like to get my dick sucked, because like I don't know if it's because I don't have to do anything. That's like the only time I don't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like when someone's sucking my dick, usually my wife. But it's only because when I'm fucking her, I have to do something. Like I have to think about what I'm doing. Like I have to put my hand here. I have to I have to perform. Like I'm sick of performing.
To stay hard.
You have to stay hard. At my age, it's like it's not a given.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I'll come home. My wife's like,
"It'd be tough, right? Is it just a struggle to get hard?"
No, it's not a struggle. But like if sometimes I come home and it's late, my wife's like, "Let's fool around." I'm like, I gotta talk to my dick, because it's like, first of all, like I've been with my wife for like 12 years now, and then on top of that, my dick. It's not that I'm tired, but my dick is tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sometimes when you wake up, you're like, "Oh man, I'm tired." Like you're not mentally tired. You're physically tired.
Your penis can get into the movies for a cheaper price.
So sometimes my dick is like whatever.
Old dick.
So that's why
Dick's old was the joke.
When I separated from my wife, people like, I was talking to another conjure, Andrew Schultz. He goes, you ready to fuck with condoms on? I go, I go, I might be, but my dick's not ready. I'm like, my dick is not gonna. My dick will not. It will not. Like with a condom on, my dick is like, are you serious? My dick would rather be watching a fucking TV show.
Sure, let's do
You know
it.
what I mean?
Pop that thing out. It's the first episode.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Any condoms in there?
I'm just saying, at some point, that's how it go. You know what I mean? So you get tired and blah blah. So if I'm getting my dick sucked, and if I'm getting my dick sucked, not to make it dirty, but if I'm getting my dick sucked, I don't have to do anything. I can finally relax because even if I'm, you know, when you got kids, you always got to do stuff. You got to be worried about where they're gonna eat. And my son was sick this weekend, so you're always like worried about this. So that's why guys like to get their dick sucked. And it's that part.
My initial question was, is there any movie that you've enjoyed?
It's that part is, they call it a blowjob, and I think women named it because it's like a job for women. But for guys, it's like a vacation. It's like a minor vacation. You don't have to worry about coming quick because women want you to come quick. You know what I mean? When they're sucking your dick. But when's the last time you got your dick sucked?
Recently?
Oh my God!
You know, since I've become a professional comedian,
your girlfriend will just go like, "I gotta have this." I gotta meet your girlfriend.
Okay, well,
is she? What does she do?
She works at casting. She works in casting.
Is she like mild mannered? Is she loud? Is she like?
And she's not loud.
And you guys just sit there? What do you guys do?
We we go to the movies. We went to the museum yesterday, to the Met. That was nice, you know?
Oh my God.
Also, I worked at the Met.
The Met? You went to the Met?
I worked at the Met.
The most famous museum.
Yeah, I actually was a security guard at the Met, and I got fired from that job too.
Why?
So anytime I get fired from a job, I go back to the Met and reflect. Because I would look at my phone at the Met. That was the one job. The one thing you couldn't do at the Met was look at your phone, and I couldn't not look at it.
Why can't you look at your phone at the Met?
Because I was a security guard. You're supposed to be watching people.
You're a security guard
at
the Met.
Dude, there's like fucking 50, 60-year-old ladies who are security guards at the Met. So it's not like you have to be tough.
What are you securing? Paintings?
Paintings. Make sure people don't touch them or do something stupid or have their school bag
you
on.
Have like any kind of weapon or anything?
No, nothing. No.
So why would they hire
lanyard.
you? Why do they hire you when they can just hire like guys who are a real threat to people?
Because that's not what they're looking for.
They want
you have to have a college degree to be a security guard at the Met.
They want you to be classy. Even if you're a security guard, they want you to be classy.
Not necessarily classy. You need a college degree, and it's just like it's a boring job.
Yeah, well,
I guess in the same fucking room for
that's why they
hours.
probably, not to pile on, but that's probably why they hired you, right?
Why? Because I'm boring.
Well, they look at a guy like you look like you're mild mannered, and that's what they want. They don't want a guy who's going to be like a fucking problem, right?
I would think at most jobs they don't want people who are going to be a problem.
Yeah, but I never understood it. You go to like there's a security guy over there, and he's nothing secure because he's like an old guy. So why he's just there to report if something happened? You're basically there to report.
Yeah.
So why? So
the real security guards show up.
Yeah, it's like a cop.
Yeah. No, they have like actual. There's like the tiers of things.
Oh,
there.
like a gun or something.
There's the people who have like
on Fifth Avenue.
Is it Fifth? No, it's the east side. It's like 82nd and 2nd, I believe.
Fifth.
Is it Fifth?
Met.
I worked there for a few months, and I was there yesterday.
There's nothing on 2nd. There's no museum on 2nd Avenue.
It's a little more east than 5th, I believe. I think it's
right at the
park. 3rd. Yeah, that's 5th.
Oh my God! Seriously?
I guess it would have to be.
Yeah, right at the park is 5th. Yeah, the 5th
Yeah.
Avenue goes right down the park.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know the fucking geography the way you want me to.
Everybody knows. You didn't know where you work. You worked there.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I got the avenues mixed up.
All right.
I got fired. I wasn't good at it.
Right. So you couldn't have a phone.
We never got that at the old studio. This is great. You guys are the best.
You know what it is? No, you know what it is? When Jimmy was when White Jimmy was telling that story about him getting fired, I realized the caffeine from my tea was wearing off. So I'm like, I need more caffeine and I need sugar. Like if I could smoke something, like seriously, it's not
smoke what?
When I was at my other show, everything wasn't so revealed because it was like I could take a 5-hour energy and I'd be fine. But I can't. I didn't have my 5-hour energy. I thought the adrenaline would carry me through.
It's
then
not.
You told that story about you getting fired. I was like, okay.
I thought it was very.
So bring up some other show business things that are happening. Anything else happening in show business?
Are you watching Crashing on HBO?
No. How you like it?
I just find it's a little unrealistic to me because like the first episode he's already opening for Artie Lang and the fucking third episode it seems like it's coming very easily, but I mean it's a television show, so that's fine. But do me a favor, watch 30 seconds of it and then form an opinion on it.
I watched the clip, and the clip looked horrible. I think the problem is Pete Holmes is
Good. I think I'm just too close to
No,
the
it's
source
not
material.
good. Pete Holmes is tall. The problem is Pete Holmes is too tall to be an actor. So every scene he was in,
Just so we're aware, it already got picked up for a second season, so he's not.
no,
too
that's
tall.
because of Judd Apatow. It's nothing. It's not never going to be a hit. It's never going to be a show.
Well, I think enjoy it. Actually, I think it is a hit.
It's absolutely not a hit. Absolutely not a hit.
Girls a hit?
Huh?
Girls?
Girls is absolutely a hit.
Girls is a hit, baby.
Girls is a hit from day one.
Love
Girls was a
Girls.
hit from day one.
Watch that.
No, my wife watches it, and then sometimes I'll watch it, and I'll be like, okay, well, my wife's like, this show's amazing, and then I watch it, and I'll be like, it's not amazing to me. I understand the appeal, but Pete Holmes is too tall. Like every scene, he looks like a giant. So when he's on stage, again, you can't when you see a guy on stage, you can't really tell what size he is. But then when he's standing around with other people, like Bobby Kelly, like I didn't know Bobby Kelly was short because usually I see him on stage, he looks like regular thing. But then when you see him like whenever he's on Opie or whatever, he looks like a midget. Like he's standing next to Norton. I thought Norton was short, and Bobby Kelly's shorter than Norton. So I'm like, I never knew that because he's like a bigger, you know what I mean? He's like a
Wide,
broad
he's a
dude.
big
So you
fella
think
who's short.
He's like an imposing guy, but then when you see him, you're like, he's not.
I like
he's not
Norton
at all.
special. Norton special. Norton just put out a
Didn't see
special.
it.
It was good.
I didn't see it. I don't watch anything.
I know you don't watch anything.
And a shout out to Artie who got busted for
Various, I think heroin.
various things. I think he got busted on purpose to get a plug for the show crashing.
No, I don't think that at all.
Because I mean, it makes sense that he waited until the second or third episode.
No, to get caught with heroin.
No, because it was good publicity.
But also, Judd Apatow and Pete, what the fuck's his name again? Holmes. They're all like very straight-edged, straight-laced dudes. They don't want their co-star getting caught with fucking cocaine and
they
heroin.
can't do it, but he did it. He did it. I'm saying like showbiz is a funny thing. You can't. When I heard it, I go, obviously I'm like, that's terrible, but I'm like, it's good for the buzz of the show. You know what I mean? Because
He goes to jail for.
no, they made it. The show was that Artie has a problem.
He does. It was like life imitating
No, I know.
art.
So it basically made it more realistic. So once people could be like, "Oh shit, that's like a real fucking thing," and then the episode where Pete Holmes had to open for him because
You haven't watched this yet. You know, like everything about the show.
I read. I don't have to watch something to fucking know what's going on. You know what I mean? I read. I can keep
That's
track.
one of your great joys. You
I'm
enjoy
on
reading.
Twitter. No, I was on Twitter and Facebook. I see a lot of shit. I'm spending too much time on Twitter and Facebook.
Sure.
Partly because I wasn't doing a show. So
Your fan base is too.
no, but then you get too caught up in it and blah blah blah. So anyway, so I thought like that's obviously it's terrible. But then I thought, okay, well, it's definitely gonna help the fucking buzz of the show.
I like it. I just find it a bit unrealistic. But
It's
that's
totally
a television
unrealistic.
show.
But
That's
it's
anything.
The thing about girls was like realistic.
Sure.
She's not like a hot girl.
Yeah.
And that's good for like that's a good show for women because most women aren't hot. They're not fucking hot, and so they can relate to this. Where comics can't even relate to the Pete Holmes.
You're such a Jessa, by the way.
You can't even relate to Pete Holmes because first of all he's too tall, and second of all it's not realistic. Like all of a sudden he's an open micer, and now all of a sudden he's getting good at it.
Yeah.
Plus, as an open micer, like he's not an open micer, so now he has to pretend he's an open micer. He has to
Acting works.
He has to pretend that he doesn't know what to say to hecklers. He has to pretend. He has to pretend a lot of shit. You know what I mean? So he's not. I don't know if he's that good an actor where people are like believing him. And plus, he's going up against. I think they just did the show because they're like, well, that's the shows people are doing now. Like,
No, I keep hearing.
Louis' show. It's never going to be as good as Louis' show, right? So
I don't know.
They're going to be compared to that.
It's different though, but I keep hearing people say like, we don't want to see shows about, like I hear comedians say this a lot, like the shows about comedians are dead. And it's like, that's not true at all. It's like people want to see these shows, it seems
It's not
like.
a hit. It's not a
popular.
hit. It's not going to be a hit. It's just not. It's just not. It's just one of the shows that's not going to be a hit. It's too
Saying there is something
derivative.
there.
It's
people
too,
like
It's too
people like
predictable.
shows about comedy.
It's too predictable too. The one scene I saw, he walks in and his girlfriend's fucking this other guy, and it's
That's
like
a true story, though.
it doesn't matter. It was so boring. It was so predictable. His reaction, like he made a joke, like he's like, why is he wearing a fucking? It's like one of the. That's the kind of jokes you guys make. He knew what kind of towel it was. Like that was the funny joke. Like why is he wearing my
specificity of the towel?
Yeah, the specificity of the towel. Like that's supposed to be hilarious to people. Like nobody gives a shit.
What cool '90s cutting edge joke would you make when you find your wife fucking another man?
First of all, he would attack him.
Okay.
He would beat the shit out of him. He wouldn't stand there. So he's like, he's so taken aback. If my wife was,
but he's like a soft, gentle man. I don't know. Is he?
So he would
You fight unless it was Jimmy.
He would still react. Like he would still attack the guy, or he would throw something. He would call his wife a cunt.
You don't know until it happens to you. You don't really know what you.
Well, you know, you want to sit there. Your wife's fucking a guy, and then you make a joke about it. It's not realistic. The show has to be a little real. Comedy is based in realistic situations. That's when it becomes funny, when it's a realistic situation.
Funny because it's true.
And if the crowd knows it's like a totally contrived situation, and it's like when you do a scene where you're like, my wife's fucking some other guy, and so I'm a comic, so I'll make a joke. It's just dumb. And then if the whole clip was, the whole preview of the show was so dumb, I'm like, I couldn't believe it. It reminded me of like when De Niro did his movie.
When he
was a comedian, and it was the same thing. It just totally fucking tanked, and so
that was like an independent film that like
it started out being a huge budget film, and then it got smaller and smaller, and then they released it like
I think that's
my
like
mom's
a Sony
house.
Classic. I think that's like a Sony.
Yeah, because nobody was interested in it. It was a piece of shit. That's the way it goes. It started out like all these big names. Jennifer Aniston was going to be in it, and it was like a big Sean Penn was going to direct it. And instead, it became like this fucking.
What do these people know about comedy, by the way? What do these people know about comedy?
Taylor Hackford.
I don't know that.
He made the Ray Charles movie, and then he's doing the fucking comedy movie, and then it was just so it's the same thing where if you're doing a movie about comedians and the clip sucks, then we're in trouble. It'd be like if they're doing a preview of this show and they showed you reading your letter where you got fired.
Sure.
It was like, that's how we're promoting it. People be like, well, that wasn't good.
As opposed to your many riveting stories in this first episode. Can we go back to you telling the story about the fucking opener driving you home?
But didn't I have some good stories?
Stop going to them.
Did I have any?
We're both doing good. It's a good first episode.
What did I say?
I don't know.
Riveting.
The last half an hour of the show should be called "Treading Water" with Kevin Brennan.
No, first of all, the audience that listens to the show, they just want to hear me fucking bitch. They don't care. They don't. The stories are like, I can only talk so much about specific stories because like I'll get sued and whatever.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell one story about.
I'd love
whatever.
to hear one. Sure.
Anyway. No, I can't even tell that story.
Oh, come on. It's the first episode. You have to do something. Make it special. It's been good. We've led up to this story that you're about to tell. Tell us the story.
No,
and leave out what you have to.
I already told the story on my other show about how you can't like. The bottom line is people are so fucking the thing is everyone thinks they're important now. Everybody thinks they're important. Social media and everybody's got a phone. Everybody has this like active fucking thing, and it's really annoying. So I think I got my son's bus driver fired because she was late. And she had a lot of attitude. And my son's fucking 4, and she would show up and he got sick basically because she was like a half hour late picking him up the day after it snowed or whatever. So I just fucking I flipped out because I'm like, but she's a woman, and and they're probably like, well, she's Hispanic too, so it wasn't my wife anyway. So the point is that
did you call the bus company or did you talk to her?
I complained to the one guy, then I went to a supervisor, but it's like everyone's like, well, she's doing the best. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if she's doing the best that she can. Like, but
who's with your 4-year-old son on the corner? Who's with your 4-year-old son? On the corner?
He's not at the corner. We take him to it's whatever. We had to take him to one school because where I live, there's a lot of development. And it's overcrowded. So the preschool, they have to take them to another school. So anyway, they're busing these kids, but all the parents and the kids are waiting basically at the school outside for the bus to show up to take them to this other school. So they're just irresponsible. So the point is, that's why I like to be what I'm doing now, where I just go like, I don't give a fuck, because I know the other parents. As soon as she showed up with the bus, the other parents just like put the kids on the bus. They don't say shit. I said shit to the bus driver. But it's like no one says anything.
What did she say back to you?
I don't know, but no one says anything because they're afraid. I'm like, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
Your Twitter lawyers say that you couldn't get into the specifics of this story.
No. The point is, people don't say shit about anything because they don't want to. People don't like confrontation. They're like, I don't want it. It's not. She's doing the best she can. I'm like, fuck that. Just do better. Like Jimmy not being there, like, well, I gotta fucking, fuck that. Just don't be a fucking dickhead. Do your job, point blank. But especially like if your bus driver's like a Hispanic woman, like she's doing, they don't usually. It's a big job for her. They're not usually these things, so it's like fuck that. It's like when I'm watching the college basketball and the guy can't make a shot. I'm like, why can't you make a shot?
College kids.
I know. So you can't make a shot? That's your fucking job.
A free throw?
It's
not they're not getting paid.
Don't fucking choke. Don't be stupid. And people are like, oh, wasn't that game great? I'm like, they sucked. They can't even. Here's another thing about basketball. These guys, they play 1 year. They go into the pros. They're not ready. They're not good. Basketball. It's like I watched it one year.
You'd be a good college basketball coach.
I know. 1 year Kentucky, 7 guys went to the pros. Like two of the guys are still in the league. Most of the guys are in the D League. So it's like they're like, I'm ready. You're not ready. Like my bus driver wasn't ready. My son's bus driver wasn't ready for that fucking route. So I told the guy,
you should have stayed in college bus school.
I told the guy, I go, you can't find a better bus driver than that? He goes, oh, well, she's I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It's my fucking son, and he's 4, and now he's sick because he was sick all weekend from that fucking bus driver. So it's like, do your job or don't do your job. Like I'm with your boss. I'm like, you know what I mean? If you're shit at your job, then you should get fired.
I was great at my job, but that's all over now, Kevin.
So what's your? I don't even care, but what's your plan? How are you gonna make a living as a comedian?
I want to get booked on shows.
How?
And you're gonna start giving me money for this. That's nice.
Oh my!
You're gonna pay me a percentage. That's good.
All right. So, but how are you just gonna magically get booked?
I've been doing comedy for a long time.
I know, but
this is the time to do it. I'm booked next weekend. I'm booked the weekend after that. I'm booked in May. I got to book stuff.
How much money are you getting paid at Punchline?
Listen, don't.
No, but I want to know.
I'm not telling you how much I'm getting paid at places.
No, I want to know.
Maybe I'll tell you off air.
Okay, listen. You're not getting a lot, because if you're getting a lot, you'd tell me.
Oh, I'm not getting a lot.
You're not getting enough to live off of. My point is.
First of all, I'm saying that I have gotten shows this month.
Do you talk this slow in your act?
No, I'm trying. Can you ever just maybe, sometimes you can think about things a little bit, slow down for a moment so you can say the correct thing.
I'm telling you, it's a nasty world.
But what the fuck are you saying? I should go get another shitty job? Fuck that. This is it, baby.
So we're
burning bridges. Episode 1.
No, but who pays the rent at your apartment?
I pay the rent.
And your girlfriend?
No, I don't live with her.
You live with 2 other homosexuals.
Amen. Shout out to Adam and Cameron. We already went over this. Yeah.
Oh, I thought one was a gay woman.
No.
Anyway, the point is that there's not a lot of money in comedy. And here's another thing.
I'm a fucking comedian. What am I going to do?
Here's another thing. When Lenny was here when he was on Kumia last week, I did want to call in and go like, Lenny, what are you going to do? Because Lenny's relying on his wife for money because that's what he's doing. That's his end game.
Okay.
And now with Facebook and Twitter, back in the day, like if people were struggling,
Twitter's been around for a while now.
Back in the day, if people were struggling in show business, they were like, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But now people put on Twitter and Facebook that they're not doing good. Like comics who are like older. As you get older, like in show business is not very friendly to older people. And like some people I thought guys like steady working in show business, they're not even working. They're complaining like, I'm not, the gigs are drying up, blah, blah, blah. That's why I was going to call on Lenny and go like, Lenny, what's your fucking end game? Because Lenny thinks he's got to figure it out. So I'm saying to Jimmy,
you're great.
I'm saying to Jimmy and to you, like you guys got you got to have like a strategy.
I do have a strategy.
No, you don't. I
do.
Now, what is the strategy?
I'm not telling you my exact strategy.
I'm talking about like fans, people listen to the show. Show business is not a friendly game. So you better have a fucking strategy. And people can say shit about Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart had a fucking strategy. Whatever it was, he had a strategy and it worked. So your strategy is like
Kevin Hart.
So are you
started at the same comedy club, Laugh House, baby? What up?
Are you MCing at the Punchline in Philadelphia?
Correct.
So you make like $150 for the weekend.
No,
like,
I don't.
You're
I
better
make
off
more
getting
than that, you
McDonald's.
piece of shit. No, I
What?
don't. I make more than that.
How many shows?
It's 5 shows.
So you make $250 for the weekend.
Listen, don't worry about how much I'm making. Last week I had a good show. I did a casino show. I made good money. First of all, this is what I'm saying. You always do this thing of like, oh, you got to be big. Don't be scared. And then like I'm telling you that I fucking lost my job and I'm going full tilt and I'm going to make this shit happen because I fucking have to. And you know, there we go.
But I'm saying you can't just go like, oh, we're gonna.
I'm doing a bunch of stuff.
Okay, well, I'm saying not.
Anytime I'm too specific with you, you say it's boring.
I'm saying not just to you. I'm saying to Jimmy. I'm saying everybody out there, like all the guys who smoke pot. You're gonna be Louis C.K. because you're a slacker. Because Louis is a slacker. Louis not a slacker. And the girls that they're gonna be Amy Schumer because they're like, I get high and I smoke chicken wings. I eat chicken wings just like Amy. I'm gonna be just like Amy. Like these people. First of all, Amy's a hard worker. Louis is a hard worker. You can say whatever you want about Amy. I'll give her a shout out. She works hard. So you gotta work extra hard. You gotta like beat everybody. Every white guy that's like you gotta be better than. But I guess that's the point. That's the point. So even like with Jimmy's like, I'm the underground king. Like nobody gives a fuck about how you're promoting yourself on Facebook because the truth is the truth. So like if you can't come on a show because you got a fucking two-fake, and I said two-fake because that's probably what they call it. Like it's like a joke where you're like, no, I got it figured out. Most people don't have it figured out. Even when they think they have it figured out, they don't. Because show business is a very unforgiving.
It's a tough business.
Very unforgiving.
You kind of like you go in circles and stuff, which you're completely aware of.
Yeah.
But you say to work hard. What I'm saying is I have other bullshit jobs. I'm cutting out bullshit jobs, and I'm just going to work hard on comedy. So if I have all that extra time,
you might want to
go.
Yeah, I would stay close to your black friends because that's the future.
Oh, that's part of the plan. Yeah.
What? Who's that guy? Derek Gaines.
Shout out to Derek Gaines.
I would jump on him like a fucking backpack. All right, we gotta wrap it up. Shout out to our sponsors at Coca-Cola, and also to Tom Cassidy at Tom Cassidy.
Nope, at Cassidy Comedy.
And Brennan at.
Oh no, man! You gave the wrong fucking Twitter handle at Cassidy Comedy.
All right.
God damn it! They're giving the wrong one.
Anyway,
Shit.
thanks for Kumia for letting me sit in his chair, and thanks for Keith for booking us, and hopefully we'll be back next week.
Can't wait.